Ladies and gentlemen, my beloved Zach Dunning and I are getting married in 76 days. Woo! How appropriate that I get to speak to you today on Valentine's Day of all days. I'm very happy to be able to share some of my excitement with you today. So Zach and I were engaged last March, and ever since the day after our engagement, wedding planning has become my new hobby. There are lots of quirky stories that go along with wedding planning, but I decided to share today with you what I'm most excited about and what is going to make our wedding beautifully unique. So first, let's talk about our celebrations and how we're actually going to make this happen. So May 2nd, 76 days away, we are getting married here at 4 o'clock at Redeemer Fellowship in Midtown, Kansas City, followed by a reception at Hillcrest Country Club. And then we will spend a few days in Siesta Key, Florida, a warm beach with white sands. I am so excited. Followed by going to Philadelphia for a luncheon, better known as a second reception. Because as you know, I am from Philadelphia, and my family is going above and beyond and giving us this luncheon. And I am so thrilled. This is going to be so special that not only do I get to celebrate here in Kansas City with everybody that I have met and grown attached to, but also get to go back home as well and celebrate with people that I have grown up with. And so this is a picture from our reception venue in Philadelphia, where we're going to be going. So it's going to be great. Okay. So as I mentioned, we're going to be getting married at Redeemer Fellowship in Midtown, Kansas City. I think Stan knows, Zach knows, we actually go to the same church, except this is the Midtown location. So this is quite exciting. And I'm really thrilled. When you are in the middle of wedding planning, you find out what your priorities are and what are your this needs to happen versus I can just let that go and things. One of the top things that I really, we're just dealing with technical difficulties today, so we're just gonna keep going. But one of my priorities for this wedding was that I wanted to get married in a church. I wanted to get married in what I see as God's house. And so this wedding is also a symbol of Zach's and my commitment to each other and our mutual respect as well. I have been born and raised Catholic, and when I've been going out with Zach, he is not Catholic. And so when we were dating and we started becoming serious, we started having these conversations about wanting to get on the same page with faith, and through a lot of communication and prayer, we started moving forward, and I've been going to his church for about 1.5 years now, and I consider this now our church. And so this is really quite beautiful that we get to get married here. And also, we're incorporating a handful of Catholic elements into the service as well, which is really exciting. And the other thing, on top of all that, we have a fantastic pastor, and I'm so excited that he's going to marry us. He's a very godly, thoughtful, and kind man. Chris, actually, Stan. And so I'm really glad that he's going to be able to officiate our becoming man and wife. So I'm very thrilled. And the other thing, I'm really excited about my bouquet. It's going to be beautiful. And I still need to contact Delta Airlines to make sure I can have it as a carry-on my way down to Siesta Key. So another thing that I'm really excited about for the wedding is that our unity candle. Okay, so strange pictures here. All right, 2017, the one on the left. This is back when Zach and I were dating, and we went to Lawrence to a bee store because I needed to pick up gobs of honey sticks for my coworkers as Christmas presents, as you do. And while we were in this honey store, they had the option to make hand-dipped beeswax candles. And if you've ever done this before, how this works is you get a big wick and you keep continually dunking it in a vat of beeswax until literally layer by layer it grows into a candle. So we did this back in 2017. We still have the candle with a really long wick. It's quite fun. And so now that we're getting married and people are asking, are you going to do a unity candle? Well, we have to make our own. We've done done this before, because back in 2017 when we did this, your arm can get a little tired because you're dipping into beeswax and you're dipping it into water, you're dipping it into beeswax. So in 2017, we literally handed off the candle to each other. So I dipped it a bunch of times and he dipped it a bunch of times. So we made the candle together. So now that we are getting married, we went back last weekend actually, and we hand dipped 2 more candles, and we will use those to light our pillar unity candle during our wedding. So another very fun thing to make our wedding our own. So also, we are going to have a Monet water lily theme, which is very classy and beautiful, and I've always loved Impressionism, and so does Zach as well. And during our Save the Dates photo session with my sister, we went out to New Jersey where they have a sculpture garden, and they actually recreated Monet's bridge. And so we took pictures for about 3 hours for our Save the Dates. And I was so thrilled because Zach looked at me with love and tenderness for 3 hours. I'm so impressed. I just kept checking in on him. I'm like, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm fine. So it was a miraculously beautiful day in June, by the way, but still, that's a lot to ask of anyone. But on top of that, so Zach and I, we also like to go to comic book conventions, and I like to specifically dress up in what I call cosplay. And so for a cosplay that I've been working on, I've been making scale mail, which is, if you think of chain mail, it's very similar, except this time you're using little plates. So if you know Aquaman and like little scales that he has, like think like along those veins kind of a thing, or like Lord of the Rings, scale mail, chain mail versus scale mail. So anyway, so I'm working on a vest and he's working on a sleeve. So we've been doing this hobby of making scale mail. Well, now that we're getting married, I found instructions for how to make scale mail water lilies.
Wow.
I will or will not admit that the scale mail water lily factored into our Monet water lily theme. So as I mentioned, it's been a hobby of wedding planning, and Zach and I, we figured out how to make the first one, and then I made 34 other metal water lilies. Wow! Wow!
Bring it down.
We're having a great day today. So now we even have individualized centerpieces as well that we made that are scale math. So this is going to be great. Another thing that I'm really looking forward to is having my first dance with Zach as well. So this is Hillcrest Country Club, and so I try to pick this image so that you can kind of see the dance floor a little bit. So I'm really excited about our first dance. Our song is going to be George Ezra's Hold My Girl. If you've never heard of George Ezra, I love his music. It's always really chill, and he has a super deep voice. So when you look at a picture of this singer, you would never think that voice is not coming out of that man, but it is. So I'm really looking forward to dancing with Zach. And on top of that, we're going to have a little bit of swing music going on, so a lot of our swing dancer friends are going to be really thrilled about this, and it's just going to be a great time. We're going to have a DJ, and something I'm actually a little bit concerned about, we have a DJ and a photographer, and the two are very strong-willed people, and both have different ideas of what the reception is going to look like. So this will be interesting, but I'm getting my first dance, and it'll be great. So another thing that is quite exciting is that we are making our own cake toppers. So these are 3D printed, and they are Dungeons and Dragons, what would you call them?
Miniatures.
Miniatures, thank you.
But bigger.
However, we scaled them up by 3, so they are going to be larger. So we are in the process of painting them. Obviously, Zach still needs some more color. Yes. So we are making our own cake toppers. Oh, and I'm so excited about the cake. Oh, it's gonna be great. Yeah, open bar, sure. But we're gonna have lemon raspberry cake with almond cake and chocolate peanut butter cake and then vanilla cake. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Okay, Zach, close your eyes. Okay, and keep them closed for a bit. So, I was supposed to wear my mom's wedding dress. I was really excited about it. It fit like a glove. hold up very well over time with the preservation, so I'm not actually going to wear this dress. However, this is going to be the dress that I will be wearing.
Oh my
So
God.
I'm really excited about this as well. And what was fantastic was that I got to find this dress with my mom. So even though I couldn't wear my mom's dress, we went shopping together and we found this other dress.
Second's horrible looking.
And so, oh yeah, okay, Zach, you can open yours now. Thank you. And I'm really excited because my dress actually has a lot of buttons going down the back. So my mom's dress had that, my new dress has that, and the bridesmaid's dress has that. So that was actually an unintended feature. I didn't actually know that the bridesmaid's dresses were gonna have all these buttons. They're not that thrilled about it, but I think it's pretty great. So our color for the wedding will be coral as well. So thank you for letting me share my joy with you and to share in our upcoming wedding. And I'm really the most excited about marrying the love of my life. And thank you all for your time. Happy New Year.